queries as well. Fresher want to crack data analytics job. Okay, great 3 years experience in network support, looking for a career suggestion and transition maybe. 3 years experience in hotel industry. Switch my job. Okay, domain change. Okay, so before we begin, let me give you a quick introduction about myself, and then we can get started. So my name is Alka Pandey. I am currently working as a senior manager data scientist, leading a team of around 40 to 50 people, basically data engineers, data analysts, business analysts, solution architects, data scientists for the end-to-end delivery of solutions at Unilever. And if you don't know about Unilever, all your products like Dove, Lux, right? All your products like Lifebuoy, all of these products belong to FMCG company, which is Hindustan Unilever. So I do a lot of analytics, and I have been in this field for more than 10 years now, 11 years. And I started my career in 2014, doing basic SQL, working with Excel spreadsheets, VLOOKUPs, regression on Excel. That is how I started my career. Then I moved to core analytics company like Latent View Analytics. My bio is there in my LinkedIn, profile. So then I moved on to a core analytics company, which was Latent View Analytics. Then uh, after that, spending 1.5 years over there, I moved to Bridge I2I Analytics, again in another core analytics company. Then I moved to a product-based company, worked there for 4 years, which is Schneider Electric. And I'm with Unilever for more than 3 years now, working for end-to-end delivery and leading a team of data scientists. Okay, so that's pretty much about my background. I have taught more than 6,000 people globally over the years. I have been training for more than 6 years now in data science, AI, and ML. When I started my career, there were very limited resources to get started. I have spent enough amount, an immense amount of effort to be where I am right now. I am the top 10 data scientist in India, recognized by analytics. India Magazine, Analytics Vidya, 40 under 40 data scientists. So I'm telling you all this because please, trust me when I'm telling you all this from my experience. And please take some, advice, and then it's up to you. How do you want to uh, basically fine tune your career? Okay, so that's pretty much about me. Now let's get started with what we want to cover today. So a lot of people want to understand, how do I crack data analytics interview? A lot of you have said that you're a fresher. Okay, how is it helpful? You want to know about interviews, what type of roles are required? All that I'm going to cover today. So let's get started. Okay, so primarily I wanted to cover do's and don'ts of what you should be doing in an interview. But before that, okay, because I can see that different people are in a different kind of, set of 5 years, gap and all that. And there are a lot of people who are working in a very different kind of an industry. Okay, so for them, it's very important for you to know that it's not about switch. Okay, it's not about switch at all. It's not even a discussion right now that whether you should be in the data science field or not. Whether you are a manager, maybe you are having 10 years of experience, more than 10 years of experience. I don't know how many of you are having more than 10 years of experience in the field. I see people who are in the hotel industry. I see people who have gap. I can see people who are freshers. Okay. Then there are people in supply chain management. So it's not about whether you want to switch your career. Okay. And that is my honest opinion. You need to learn data science irrespective of where you are. Whether you want to do data analytics as part of your day-to-day job or not, you need to still learn data analytics and AI. Okay, that's the hard truth. So whether you're working in hotel industry, doesn't matter. You still have to work with data. You should know basic data analysis. You should know what is happening in the industry. Okay, you should know how to work with Python. Basic business intelligence data analytics is required for everybody. Whether you want to switch your career or whether you want to apply data analytics in your current job role, very, very important. Okay. So UI UX, again, you are required to know data analytics just because there are so many AI tools available right now, how it works, right? How do you get inferences from data? Interview tricks. Okay, career switch. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. My introduction, I've already given it to you. Okay, I have more than 10 years of experience. I'm working in a senior and lead data scientist at Unilever, now leading a team. Recognized as top 10, published author of a book, Grey, which is not related to data science. But yeah, I've also published a book and I've trained more than 6,000 people globally for the last 5, 6 years. So that's about me. Now, before you apply, go for interviews, okay? It's very important for you to know which role are you applying for and what are the skills required for that role. Okay, so there are a lot of people I see that who do not read the job description thoroughly. Okay, so data analyst, if you're going for data analytics interview, are you going for a data analyst role or you're going for a business analyst role? What role are you going for? Okay, first you should have that clarity, in mind. And second is once you know that what your role you're applying for, have you read the job description thoroughly? Because different organizations, you'll see there are different requirements. It's not that it is standardized for everybody. It would be similar, of course. There will be certain percentage of requirements which will be similar across the roles, but still there will be certain things which are very organization specific, and they're looking for those type of people to have those skills. So it is very important for you to first understand the JD and see if you have those skills already as part of your CV, or you're already knowing about it, only then you apply. Okay, so we look at an example. Let's say you're applying for a data analyst kind of a role. Okay, so now LinkedIn has become very smart. Earlier what I used to do is I used to go to these job section, and then I used to show you what if you search for a data analyst role. Now it is not like that. So if you go to jobs, it is going to show me jobs which are relevant to my profile, even if I search data analyst. Okay, so you can try that. It might work for you, but for me, it doesn't. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So LinkedIn is also becoming smarter. If you see over here, I just searched for data analyst in India. Okay. And look at the type of job roles it is giving me. It is not giving me data analytics, data analyst as a role based out of in India. It is saying it's a principal data science advanced analytics role, maybe analytics lead, maybe head of international data science, maybe, staff data scientist. It is not giving me data analyst roles. Okay, director data science. It will just match based on what my profile is and what the current job role is, and then it is suggesting me the job roles. Can you see that? This is one of the applications of AI in your day-to-day life. Does that make sense, everybody? I don't know how many of you observed it. How many of you observed it before me telling you? Let me see how many of you had already observed this. Chats, can you put it on the chat? Yeah. So if your profile is like a software engineer profile, maybe it is not going to give you those kind of results at all. Okay. So LinkedIn has become like that. So instead of that, what you can do is you can look for Google. Okay. Data analyst jobs. Okay. And probably you can use Naukri. So let's see. Let's just open one of these. Okay. I'm just opening Naukri.com. Data analyst job in Bengaluru. You can select any location of your choice. You can select India also. Doesn't matter. But what I'm trying to teach you over here is how do you look at the JDs and understand what is required. Now, data analyst, this is level 4. Okay, so I think this is 0 to 4 years. So freshers are of course um, applicable to apply. Okay, so you're still eligible to apply. ClickSense data analyst. Now you can see over here 6 to 9 years of experience, still a data analyst role, but some ClickSense has been added, isn't it? So let's open this also. Let's see what is happening over here. Yeah. Then we have online data analyst. You can see there's so many different people ask me. In fact, there are a lot of questions. What about freshers? So you can look at this, years of experience over here. This is a freelance opportunity. People who are asking, what about internships, right? What about, getting started in this field? It is very, very important that you do internships and you're able to put some experience on your resume. So these type of opportunities, you can see online, it is a remote opportunity, freelance opportunity, right? And you can gain that experience and then you can put it on your resume. Okay, especially women. So you can see this prefers women, which is fine. It can prefer women, but it doesn't mean that you will not, have the chance. So this is one more, type of job role. Then you have lead quantitative analytics specialist. This is also data analyst kind of a job, but see, this is not related to Python. You can see over here, quantitative analysis, IR, BBR, FTP, balance sheet modeling. These are the type of skills required. Do you think it is a relevant data analytics kind of a role? How many of you, do you think it's a relevant data analytics role for you guys? No. Okay. This is how you have to filter. This is how you have to filter your job where you're applying. Now, this is offshore data analyst. So people who have like 1 or 2 years of experience already, they can apply for this. Now you look at the skills required, okay? Data analysis, data governance, analysis tools, data privacy, machine learning. Okay, so we'll look at this as well. We'll see what is the different types of data. And again, 1 to 5 years, again, this is also something which freshers can apply, although there is minimum 6+ years qualification in developing and working with technologies that we'll see later. Okay, so data analyst, Schneider. By the way, I was previously working with Schneider Electric. 4 years, 3.5, 4 years I've spent in this organization. Okay, so data analyst in Schneider. So this is also one of the roles. Let's see what Schneider Electric wants. And I have taken 4, 5, and let me just take one more. Okay, so data analyst in PayPal. Okay, so we have a few JDs now. Let's see that what is the requirement. Okay, because before you go for the interview, you should know what you've signed up for. Okay, what you are going to expect in the interview. So PayPal data analyst, look at the requirement. Looking for a data analyst. Okay, analytics of external data relationships and support the management for the data budget for global credit seller collections risk credit organizations, kind of a payment, kind of a, PayPal, right? Payment gateway company. So you are going to do a lot of risk assessment, credit assessment, seller assessment, etc. Global credit reporting agencies, okay. Contractual regulatory compliance requirements. So, what is important? What is the takeaway from this? I'm just reading out some of these things, but what do you think is the takeaway from you? Let me see who will answer it. Okay, team members are external data subject matter experts and primary points of contact across all global CRA related activities, providing product requirement, platform approach. You will work with your manager, supporting development and expansion of an external data sandbox used for credit model development, industry benchmarking, loss forecasting, tool enhancement, user engagement, usage reporting, okay, build and manage reporting around user, interact with users for use cases, develop manage routines, track and monitor cost, bachelor's degree, okay. And in one of the following, look at this: economics, finance, engineering, exact sciences. 3+ years working in credit or credit supporting function, 3+ years in relevant positions. Decision scientist, data analyst, statistician, okay. Be a team player, analytical skills, SQL, Python, experience with data visualization. Okay. Now tell me, what is the takeaway from this? What do you think if you are applying for this role? What do you think will be different? What is it that will be different for this? Okay, so Satish, before you joined, I was just talking about the same thing. If you have 10 years, 12 years, 15 years of experience, don't try to, think about switching into a data analysis field because you're already in data analysis field. If you are working in logistics, there are enough data available for you to apply it within your field. Otherwise, if you're looking for a switch, of course, you can switch anytime. It's not that any historical background is not important. As long as you put the effort, you learn the concepts, you can, of course, switch in any, data analyst kind of a field. Yes, so let's see who will answer. Kulbhushan says that domain knowledge is also required, isn't it? Look at the type of jargons that we just covered over here, isn't it? Global credit reporting agencies, contractual regulatory compliance requirements, regulate inbound data providers, right? CRA related activities. If you don't know what is CRA, what is credit, right? What is financial reconciliation, would you be able to crack this interview? Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? In order for you to even apply or even, get through the interviews, you should understand what is the requirement of the organization. Okay. And people, if you're not getting calls, I'll tell you what could be the reason as well. Okay. So remind me in the last 5 minutes. Okay. I will tell you why, if you're not getting calls, why you're not getting calls. Okay. So that we'll come to later. But the point over here is domain knowledge is important. Okay. At least for this particular job. And there are a lot of other things which are required, as it's not just a data analyst simple role, it also requires some bit of machine learning, because you can see they're expecting you to have worked as a data scientist. You might have something like identifying trends, okay, drawing meaningful insights. You should have visualization, data visualization skills. Okay, and I think it is some kind of machine learning also, because forecasting and all that is also mentioned. Statistics is the backbone of all machine learning, data science, analytics. So you should know statistics even without question. Okay, everybody applies for data analytics interview. It doesn't matter what is the background. Okay, here if you see, uh, here it is mandatory that people are either from economics, finance, engineering. We are computer science engineers, most of us. I don't think it will be a problem unless you have done something else. Okay, but I don't think, see, it's etc. It just means that you should have a bachelor's degree. I don't think it should be a problem over here ideally. But the point over here is that you should be able to know what is the requirement. So domain knowledge over here is important. And a little bit of advanced machine learning is important over here. Data visualization is important over here. Okay. Now, moving on to the another, type of job description. This is mainly for your freelancing kind of a role. Okay. In this role, working on a project aimed at enhancing the quality of digital maps. So you can see no previous professional experience is required. A lot of you are pinging me, what do I do? How do I get started? How do I get internships? You just have to search and apply. Okay. See, no professional experience is required. Okay. Search for these kind of programs. Search this kind of a role. The software engineer, data analyst, look for these kind of software engineer roles. Business analytics skills. What do I mean by business analytical skills? I'll come to that. Okay. Just give me like 2 minutes. Let me cover what are we, looking at, and then maybe I'll give you a hint of what you need to do. So offshore data analyst, you see entity data. We are working for an offshore data analyst team in Bangalore. Extract, transform, load, ETL. Okay, so database kind of a work is required. Data cleaning, validation, pre-processing, data quality, integrity, accuracy check, document finding, execution of queries. Okay, again, SQL, Python is mentioned. Analyze large data to identify trends. Okay, data visualizations, dashboard. You can see now these are some of the common things which will start appearing, which is data visualization, SQL, Python, okay, data cleaning, working closely with data engineers, business owners, okay, working with clients, cross-functional team, collaborating with data scientists for other analysis, support, predictive modeling, machine learning, statistical analysis. This is a core data analyst kind of a role where you just have to do your job as a data analyst, and you can see tools are required: Excel, SQL, R, Python. 3+ years of experience supporting software engineering. You see over here, now it has become more open to software engineers. So it's not that if you're in a software engineering kind of a role, it's not open for you. It is open for you as well. Okay. Excellent analytical and problem solving. Analytical means analysis. Business analytics means being able to connect your business problem to the solution and able to understand business analytically via data. That is business analytical skills. And that is can be done via Excel, that can be done via visualization, that can be done in Python. And simple undergraduate or graduate degrees preferred. Okay, so these are the set of query. These are the list of things which you need to do. Okay, Kulbhushan, basically it means that business analytical skills means understanding, connecting business with the tech, making sense of the data, making the business understand. For example, let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say, what is business analysis? There is an organization which wants to know what is my year on year growth, what is, which factories are performing well, which products are performing well, where am I getting the losses? Okay, why am I getting the losses? All that business analytics is basically your analysis on the business side of things via data, and mostly done via visualization, okay, data visualization, Python, etc. Now, let me just cover a few more data analysts. You can see analytics, engineer analytics to support operations. Lot of things, but what I can see is ETL pipelines, okay, Python, C++. Yeah, okay. So this also is more or less the same deployment and all that. Doesn't require machine learning. Schneider Electric again does not require insights reporting, data governance, okay, database management, and stakeholder management. 2-3 years of experience is enough. Bachelor's degree in any of these fields is enough. Okay, you can see business analytics was also mentioned in a field or a related field. Okay. So these are the some of the ClickSense. Now ClickSense data analyst is working on the BI side of things. Business intelligence means a tool. So ClickSense is a visualization tool. So this is very specific to a ClickSense developer. Okay, so you can see creating interactive dashboards in ClickSense. So very, very specific to ClickSense is this company looking for. So this is when you cannot apply for this role if you don't know ClickSense. That is the basic check that you have to do. And Wipro also, if you see 0 to 4 years of experience, what they require, they don't require a lot of things. Record management, maintain data processes, very basic. In fact, everybody can apply over here. Data content, analyze data, create data dashboards, graphs, visualizations, develop predictive model. Of course, you should know basic machine learning. Okay. But yeah, you get the point, right? So now coming back. So what I was telling you, okay, the first thing is understand which role you're applying for. Okay, now based on what we have just seen through different JDs, you need to know how do you approach an interview, what are your strengths, are they aligned with the job role. Don't align or don't apply for a ClickSense kind of a role when you have no idea about ClickSense. And the last one is, are you prepared technically? Now preparing technically, what are the things that you need? So data analyst requires these type of skills. Data collection, you'll see across JDs, right? Data collection, data processing, data analysis, data visualization, predictive modeling, reporting. All this is very common. Now companies have also started, expecting that you will also know predictive analytics. So that is another thing. Okay. Now coming to, let me just tell you what are the skills required when you start. So when you're starting your career, okay, let's say you're looking for an entry level role. You don't have any experience in data analytics, and you're looking for an entry level role. So there are two types of roles that you can apply for. One is the data analyst. The other is the business analyst. Okay, two types of roles, data analyst, business analyst, and to some extent, you can also say data engineer to some extent. Okay, to some extent, you can also say data engineer. Okay, these three are entry level roles. Okay, advanced roles, data analyst will become maybe senior data analyst, etc. You can become a senior data analyst. Okay, then you can also have data scientist kind of a role. Okay, data scientist, ML engineer. Okay, And business analyst can again be anything. They can be a senior data analyst, data scientist, data engineer can be a big data engineer. So these are the different career paths available for you. And you can, business analyst can also move into the product side of things, okay? Product related side of things, product management, things like that. Now, coming to data analyst, what are the skills which are required for you to become a data analyst? Now, be any career profile in data science, okay, without even mentioning statistics is required. Okay, that is given. Even if I don't mention it across profiles, please understand that statistics is given. So I'll not put it over here. I'll put it in the common skills. Okay, so I'll put it in the list of common skills. Stats. Okay, Excel across profiles, whichever profile you go for. Then SQL, Python, visualization tool. Okay, it could be Power BI, it could be Tableau, it could be ClickSense. ClickSense is also a visualization tool. Okay, these and maths, okay, math skills, because in order to understand all these high level things, you need to do little bit of maths. You should know linear algebra, right? In maths, how much do you need to know? Linear algebra, matrices, determinants. What else? Integration, calculus, little bit of maths. Okay, there are a lot of other topics, but giving you an example. Now, this is common. In statistics also, you'll have to learn a lot of topics like measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, then you will have distributions, you will have hypothesis testing. Okay, it's not okay, hypothesis testing, a lot of these things you need to learn as a part of statistics. Now coming to traditional data analyst, which you would have seen across. Somebody asked, is DSA required? See, data structures is not required, to be honest, for a data analyst or a business analyst kind of an interview. But there are some companies like Mang, right, or Fang, or whatever you want to call it, Meta, Facebook, LinkedIn, Walmart, Google, they might ask you, the DSA questions, data structure and algorithms, data structure, data algorithms might be required. Okay. What about people? What I'm covering is for everybody. Okay. I'm not covering whether it is technical, non-technical. It is, I mean, these are the skills which are required for everybody. If you don't have it, you upskill. If you have it, well and good. Okay. Uh, Coming to data analyst. Okay. So you earlier, traditionally, you need to know whatever I have mentioned over here. But now, along with, let's call this set A. Okay. Along with this set A, you need to know basics of cloud. Now, this is not mandatory, but for you to, get a little bit better attraction, cloud basics, okay, and of course, machine learning basics is required. Okay, machine learning. Now, Chat GPT and all of that is also there. So the more you know, the better it is. Now, coming to the question, okay, now just tell me the amount of things that I've just put for data analyst, more emphasis on the visualization part. Okay, so if you're somebody and a little bit more of the domain knowledge needs to be higher, and project management skills needs to be a little bit higher. So people who are looking for not just coding, right? And they're looking for a lesser technical role within the same field. Business analyst is a very good option. And then you have data engineer, which is completely into database side of things, data lake creation, okay, data ETLs, data pipelines, all that. Now, data scientist is slightly more advanced. Okay, so with all that A that you already have, you need to know machine learning, okay, supervised, unsupervised, okay, supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning. Then you will have reinforcement learning. Okay, then you will have AI side of things, which is natural language processing, deep learning, neural networks. Okay. Then you should know forecasting, which will have again multiple things: forecasting, market basket analysis. A little bit of front end development, also front end development, databases, everything. Okay. Apart from that, you need to know transformers. Okay. Generative AI, Gen AI, agentic AI, etc. Okay, so people generally enter and then they learn all this to become a data scientist or an ML engineer. Now, coming to one question that I might ask you, what is the amount of time that you will take to learn all this? Given that I've just given you a very high level understanding, if I start here, what do you think is the amount of time that you will take just to understand or take a role of a data analyst? More than 2 years, okay. What about other people? Technical, non-technical? What do you think is the amount of time that you will take? If you were to do it on your own, by the way, don't say 2 months if I take up a course. No. Tell me if you have to do all of this on your own, then how much time will you take? If you have to do all of this on your own, I'm telling you, if you're able to do it less than 2 years, right? Then it means you have a great, great speed. You cannot do all this, okay? You cannot do this. It will require at least 2 to 3 years. You don't understand the gravity of the situation. Do you know how much statistics is required for you to get started? The Z test, T test, chi-square test. Okay. Then you have probability distributions, probabilities, skewness, kurtosis. You have so many topics in statistics itself. Stats and math will alone take you at least 2 to 3 months. And I'm saying that when you already have to just revise. And if you don't have a background in stats and maths, it will take you even more to just cover the topics of statistics, mathematics. SQL will take you time. SQL will take you at least a month if you don't have a background and you were to do it on your own. The amount of joins, cross join, inner join, writing, inner queries, inner joins, okay, trying to create aliases, doing multiple complex queries, ETLs will take you at least 3, 4 months. And I'm telling you the best case. If you work very hard, okay, on your own, it will take you 2 years. Consistent effort, if you put, it will take you not less than 2 years. Okay. And if you were to not put effort, of course, it is going to take forever. Okay. Python, you'll have to learn. How much Python will you learn? Will you learn OOPS concept? Will you learn pandas, numpy, seaborn, matplotlib? Okay. Visualization tool, you will have to. Python will take you at least 2 months for you to at least get started. Visualization will take you 2 months. How are you saying nothing less than 2 years is going to do it? Okay. Uh, See, you can do it on your own, but you will not even know that what is it that you have missed. If you're confident that I have covered everything I need to do, okay, feel free. But when you go out in the field, you will realize, okay, for people who are asking me, can you tell me if you have done this? Okay, tell me what is p-value. People who are already, since you're talking about interviews, okay, very simple question. Can you tell me what is p-value in statistics? In fact, maximum people, if I just ask you the definition of data, you will be able not be able to confidently tell me what is the definition of data. Anybody, if you want to get, I'm really putting this question forward. People will start in the interviews with the very basics. What is p-value? Tell me if you know. Okay. First thing. Second thing is, and I'm not just trying to sell this course, I'm just trying to say that, follow a structured curriculum. I have myself done a course. Okay. P value is not the probability general value. Okay. What is P value in hypothesis testing? It's come from hypothesis testing. Following a structured curriculum will shorten your learning time by at least one fourth. Okay. And second reason is even if you're doing it on your own, think about a case where you have two resumes, resume one, resume two with exactly the same thing. Skills are exactly the same. Okay. And maybe you are intelligent enough to put projects also. Let's say you put two projects over here also to show your skills. This guy has put exactly the same skills. He has put that he has done data science certification course. And I'm talking about from a very practical standpoint. You are the hiring manager. Data science certification, he has done it for 6 months to 1 year. Okay, 1 year certification. And he has put, let's say, at least 7 to 8 projects across different types of skills. Okay, machine learning, this, that, SQL, and all that skills he has put. These are the two resumes in front of you. If you were the hiring manager, you have to choose just one resume for interview. Which one will you pick? This guy might be very, very good, okay, in his work. Maybe he's brilliant, but his resume will not even be picked up because this shows that you have been serious about the course. You have dedicatedly put 6 months to 1 year. And first thing, you will see that R1 will never be better than R2. But let's say he's done beautifully and he's very, very smart, very intelligent. I'm giving you that. Still, he will not be able to qualify even for interviews because you don't have the skills. Okay, either you don't have the skills or you do not have an official degree or in a certification in that field, and the number of projects that you can put via structured code, the type of preparation that you can have from a structured curriculum will not be there in R1. Are you understanding? I know it is very superficial. You might say, why would I do data science certificate? I have also done it. And I am very blunt about it. I have also done it. Okay. Just because of this, because it shows that you were serious about this. And people who have spent proper time in a structured way are more likely to succeed in projects as compared to people who do not know where to start. And I'll give you examples. Machine learning model, right? Let's say you're trying to build a simple model, which is linear regression. You will go to internet, you'll find three ways. Some people are doing via stats models, some people are doing directly in Python, okay? Some people are doing in SciPy, some people are doing in sklearn. How do you know which one is, right, wrong, which one you should go for? How would you know this? I spent 11 years just to figure out these things on my own. 11 years, okay, and I'm still not there. So it is important for you to follow a structured curriculum. So my recommendation is please follow a structured curriculum, okay? Coding Ninjas is one such platform. Feel free to explore them. Feel free to explore other things as well. If you think it is relevant, if you're really serious about it, you want to upskill yourself in the field, you need to follow a structured curriculum. Okay, I still haven't received any, answer on the p-value. You will not find it. Okay, what is p-value? What is hypothesis testing? People who are saying that I've prepared it on my own, go back home, okay, and think about my question. What is hypothesis testing? What is hypothesis testing? What is p-value? What is significance level? No, p-value is not population value. What is significance level? Significance level alpha. You think you're taking it very, very lightly. Okay, you think it can be done. People who said less than 6 months, 6 months on their own, you're taking it very lightly. Statistics itself will take you 4 months. Okay, so coming back. So these are the skills which are required. Okay, I've told you what the structure is. Now, coming to interview questions. Okay, relevant for entry. Yes, absolutely. All of these are required for your entry level. Testing a hypothesis against other and selecting one that has higher confidence level. What is hypothesis testing? What are you testing? Hypothesis testing, when you are, explaining, there should not be hypothesis in your answer. Okay. So hypothesis testing cannot be testing a hypothesis. This is, BTech answers that you write in your copy. Testing a hypothesis is not the definition of hypothesis testing. It's not about scenarios. I will tell you what you should be saying in the interviews. But before this, I hope it makes sense, right? I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Where will you be stuck? In fact, if I just ask you the definition of data, you'll be stuck there because the definition of data has also evolved. I will ask you very simple questions and you will be stuck. Data is not information. Let's try this. Okay, let's try interview questions. First question: what is data? What is data? So, in the definition of data, you should not have information as the word. There is nothing called as information. Okay, information should not be there in the definition of data. I know some of you are writing it, but nothing should be there in your uh, information. You cannot put in the definition of data. Why? I'll say, okay, raw information is data and process data is information. These are BTech answers. Okay, don't give me BTech answers and don't give me SLY answers. Collection of information, I don't want information in the description. So no information. Sets and values, rows and columns, is it? Seriously? Rows and columns is data? Not at all. Okay, what is data? Data is any. So how will you define data? Okay, good. So now you've started using the internet. Good that you're using it. It's not that. Okay. So somebody said that, it's facts, measurements, observations, okay, that can be recorded and analyzed. Now, this is very close to the definition of data. Raw organized, no, it's not organized. So don't say organized. Processing information leads to insights. I'm not talking about insights. Okay. So now we are getting close. Okay. What is the definition of data? Data is any raw collection, okay, of figures, facts, measurements, observations, statistics in structured, semi-structured, unstructured format that can be stored, retrieved, and analyzed. Okay. So any facts, figures, symbols. Now, what did you all miss? Some of you were saying it's rows and columns. No, data has evolved. It could be structured and semi-structured, unstructured. Unstructured means your videos, images, text, all that is data for me, isn't it? Semi-structured, JSON files, XML files. Structured data is your rows and columns, Excel files. Okay, metadata. It cannot be called information because processed data is information. When you process this data in some way, okay, so processed data is information. So you cannot play around with words, okay, saying that raw information is data. Are you understanding the flaw? People were saying raw information is data. These are all BTech answers. You can't say raw information is data and processed data is information. Are you understanding the problem with your definitions? If you process this data, it is information, okay? If you further process information, you get insight or observation. Okay, to get insight. Insights means inferences, observations. Okay, simple data definition. Coming to p-value. P-value is the probability of the null hypothesis to be true. P-value is the probability of the null hypothesis to be true. People who are working on hypothesis testing, if you have done it on your own, think about it whether you know this definition. What is hypothesis testing? Hypothesis testing is a statistical method to test a claim which is made about a population parameter. That is the definition of hypothesis testing. You cannot say that testing a hypothesis is hypothesis testing. Are you understanding the problem with your interview answers? People who are looking for interviews, people who are preparing on your own. You can't answer like this. Very straightforward. Okay. What is alpha or significance level? Okay, L for significance level is a measurement which tells us how much difference between the population mean and the sample mean is enough for me to accept or reject the hypothesis. You will not be able to learn all this. Forget 1 month. You'll not be able to learn this in 5 months if you do it on your own. 6 months, you're just going to do statistics. 2, 3 months, you're just going to do, visualization. It is going to take you 2 years if you're really serious about it. And if you're not serious, impossible. Okay, so my recommendation, guys, please take up a course, and I can see a lot of queries at what is the course about. Okay, 6 months boot camp, any from anywhere you can try. People like me are associated with coding ninjas. I teach you myself. Okay, I teach people like me who are industry experts. Teach you. We work on projects, give you placement assistance. Anyway, this field is growing rapidly. If you don't do it now, you will have missed the bus with a very big margin. So the time is now. Okay, don't think on, there's nothing like theory and practical. You have to work together. It's not about theory at all. Okay, you don't have to remember hypothesis testing definition as a theory. You have to understand what it means and what it does. Okay, so people who are requesting, what is it about? Can you just quickly fill up the form? Coding Ninjas team, can you please put up the uh, online form so that people can, put in their contacts, people who want to know about this boot camp, and of course, people who are freshers, guys. There is an option of placement assistance also. So companies who know that you have spent 6 months dedicated to these kind of programs, they come and interview. Okay, forget everything else. At least you can have, you know, the option for a placement assistance. Okay, so now you'll have to, if you've already prepared, you already have enrolled for this program, then you need to start, preparing for interviews, interview questions, okay, fine-tuning your CV. A lot of people are saying, I'm not getting interview calls because either you've not put the skills, or you've not put the projects, or you've not looked at the JD. Okay. Anything for experienced? Yeah. So people who are experienced, you also need to learn. Okay. In fact, when I started my lecture, I told you that, whether whichever field you are in, more than 10 years, 15 years, 20 years experience, doesn't matter. You still have to learn these things because you have to apply it in the current domain, wherever you're working. Or if you want to switch to a data analytics kind of a field or a career, still you need to know. Okay. So I think it is relevant for you also to pick up these things. Coding Ninjas team, if you're listening to me, can you please put the form in the chat where people can put their details for a one-on-one session or a one-on-one. So Coding Ninjas will help you evaluate your profile and tell you that what is recommended for you in terms of the profile, in terms of, what do you need to do. Can you shed some light? Domain knowledge understanding. See, domain knowledge understanding comes from experience. So you should not try for getting into a finance sector directly. Okay, my recommendation would be to start a little bit more on what you already know. Healthcare and finance are a little bit complicated domain. You can start with marketing domain. You can start it with sales domain. Okay, that all is possible, and it's easier to do as well. Yeah, no, I get the point, Rajat. Absolutely. Okay, it makes sense. But yeah, looking for a change in career, guys. Can you please put the form link on the chat? Can you please, Coding Ninjas team, requesting you to put the form link on the chat, please? Azure data engineer already. Then people who are in big data engineer, in a data engineering field, please focus on data engineering. Okay, don't try to switch. This is my LinkedIn profile. Okay, you can stay connected with me. Okay, any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Coding Ninjas team, are you available? Can I get a yes or a no from you, please?
Yes, Alka, we are here.
Okay. Can
Uh,
you please put the form link on the chat for
yeah,
everybody to fill in?
I
Yeah.
am sharing in 1 or 2 minutes. Give me 1 minute. I am sharing the
Okay.
form. Yeah.
Sure. So people are asking a lot of queries. Now I can do a little bit of one-on-one for a few minutes before we walk you through. Now coming to what interviews, okay? So specifically 3+ years experience, front-end development. Yes, you no, you cannot directly apply for a senior data analyst role. Ajinkya, okay? You have to apply for a data analyst role. Once you have experience in data analyst role, only then you can be a senior data analyst. And that too once you have the skills. Okay. Now taking up Q&A. Q&A, how to get internships, I've already covered. Okay, try for freelancing opportunities as I've discussed in Naukri. SQL round generally for freshers includes, doing basic queries like joins, inner joins, okay, understanding third largest, fourth largest, these kind of things are very common in SQL rounds. Career switch I've already covered, okay. Case study round depends from organization to organization, Drishti, but yeah, it would be maybe based on the population, how do you structure your thoughts, uh, that kind of query. Okay, so career switch I've already spoken about, Satish. Career break, I have 2 years of work experience. Yeah, so you have to upskill, okay? Everybody has to upskill, guys. 3.2 years of experience in biotechnology, but now want to switch to data analyst, postgraduate program, okay? I think you need to work on your resume, okay? If you're still not getting calls after doing everything, then you need to, Shalini as well, okay? Getting calls is basically interviews, the number of projects that you put, and as I discussed, certifications. Okay, you should have certification on your resume that formally you have spent some time. Okay, cracking interview again, Kulbhushan, I've already covered that. Fresher interviews, okay. No, I don't think there are any logical and aptitude rounds. Some companies, take your logical and aptitude rounds, but not everybody. Okay, so that is done. Please, how to practice JD. Yeah, see, you don't have to do everything, Amit. You have to do some things and you just see what are the common things across JDs and then do it. Okay. MBA fresher specialization eligible. Yes, you're absolutely eligible. No problem. Any background can do it. 1 year. Okay. Yeah, you can switch to Manali. Sales to data analyst, absolutely possible. You just have to upskill yourself. Alteryx interview more from a data engineering, data analytics kind of view, but not everybody wants Alteryx. Okay, so what type of a data analyst you want to be, that you need to check. How much Python? You need to learn Python, at least Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Cbot. Okay. Resume selection, resume review will be another, topic. But yeah, how can I apply job? You can apply job on Naukri, LinkedIn. Okay, with the right resume, right skills, you'll get calls. Resume, guys, is a different session. Okay, SQL intermediate level of SQL is definitely required. In fact, advanced level of SQL, including inner joins, alias, queries, DML, DTL, all that is required. Okay, start in healthcare. Why do you want to specifically target healthcare, Kulbhushan? You can, try any other domain as well. Yeah, people who are not getting calls, it could be one of those reasons, Muskan. It could be, either your skills are not matching to the JD, or it could be that you've not put the right projects in your resume, or it could be that you don't have a valid certification. It could be either one or two of these things. Okay, so guys, the form is up. Okay, if you want a one-on-one counseling, depending on what suits your profile, guys, please fill this form up, and a career counselor will help you understand your profile and then recommend what you need to do. Okay, and somebody will reach out to you. Even if you're just exploring, I think you should definitely take up this particular one-on-one career counseling session. People who are asking me how much is the fees, there are options for scholarships also. At least explore it for some time, guys. Just hear the team out. People are asking a lot of questions. Hear the team out for like 5 minutes. You will know what is placement assistance, how much fees, how to get the scholarships, what are the topics which are covered, and then you can take a decision based on that. Okay, handing it over to the Coding Ninjas team for the details on the program and the course. Thank you so much. I hope the session was helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, thank you so much, Alka, for such an informative session. And yes, as we are getting a lots of questions around the job bootcamp by Coding Ninjas. So for that, let me introduce our program manager, Mr. Pinku Pandey. He'll be just taking another 10 to 15 minutes